This was a great showing from Arman Tsarukyan of not only his offense, but also his defense. Because, like I said earlier, Charles Oliveira is a very offense-heavy fighter. He is going to be offensive no matter where the fight goes. He can grapple really well. He has a very dangerous guard. He has great jiu-jitsu from pretty much any position. And he also has great striking. I do think that Arman had a little bit better striking in this fight than Charles, but I do think that Charles presented a lot of problems for Arman on the ground. I just think that Arman is really difficult to finish. He's probably one of the more difficult fighters to finish at 155. So for Charles, I just feel like his style doesn't work very well against a fighter like Arman, especially when the fight goes to decision, because Charles is constantly looking for the finish, not necessarily trying to score points. I think Arman is the better 3-round fighter, 5-round fighter, like to where he has the fight IQ to know kind of how to still try to finish the fight, but also, you know, be scoring points in making sure that if the fight doesn't end in a finish, that you're going to get your hand raised at the end. So I do think that Arman does have a higher fight IQ than Charles, but I think that Charles, yeah, his stock went up in this fight, I think. I don't think this was a bad loss for Charles at all. And actually, if Charles is going to lose a fight, I'd rather see it like this than see him get finished or see him get dominated. I think this is best case scenario for Charles, because I do think that Arman is the better fighter, and it's not a huge difference. I don't think he's like miles ahead of Charles, but I just think he's in his prime right now. You know, he's in his prime, and it shows. He looks like he's in his prime. So that's why he won the fight, and he is now the #1 contender at 155, but Poirier is going to get the title shot next because Islam wants to fight June 1st. So they offered Arman Tsarukyan the next title fight against Islam Makhachev. Arman is not going to be ready by June 1st. I would not give him a full camp. And I actually respect Arman for turning the fight down, because here's the thing. Islam Makhachev just fought his last opponent on short notice. Why does everybody need to fight Islam Makhachev on short notice? You know, like, I don't think anybody should fight Islam on short notice. You're not going to win. You're not going to win. You can beat Conor McGregor on short notice. You're not beating Islam Makhachev on short notice. I'm just saying. Not happening. It's not going to happen. I don't care who you are. You're not going to beat Islam Makhachev without a full camp. You're not. So I do not blame Arman for not taking the fight, because I do think that Arman has a real chance of beating Islam Makhachev, but I don't like the idea of him doing that without a full camp. I think with a full camp, there's way more of a possibility of him winning. And I do actually really like his chances in that fight. So, I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. I am a little nervous that Arman could be... he might get screwed out of a title shot, honestly. I could see that possibly happening. I hope it doesn't happen, but it's possible, because if Dustin wins, I know that's probably unlikely. Just being honest, you know, I'm just giving my honest opinion. I'm a huge Dustin Poirier. I would so much rather have Dustin Poirier as champion, because he's fought everybody, and he's a savage. He's fought Conor, you know, like he fought at 145. Like, he's Dustin Poirier. He's the people's champ, basically. Like, how can you not love Dustin Poirier? But the thing is, Islam Makhachev has been so dominant. He's such a well-prepared fighter. His mental game is untouchable. Like, I just think, yeah, I really do think it's more likely that Islam is going to win. But, you know, Dustin Poirier has good boxing, and he does love jumping the guillotine. So who knows? I think that, I don't think he's going to get Islam with the guillotine, but who knows? Never say never, right? Never say never. But yeah, I think that Arman made the right decision. I think he made the right decision turning down that fight without a full camp. But I do think that there's a possibility that he could lose his chance at the title, at least for a while. Hopefully that doesn't happen, but I think it's definitely possible. I think that one possibility for Islam is that if he beats Dustin Poirier, then he moves up to 170. I think if he moved up to 170 and won the title at 170, he would probably retire after that, or retire maybe after one title defense at 170. But he has expressed interest in moving up, so that is a possibility. And a lot of people have told me, like, oh no, he's going to defend the title at lightweight 2 times this year. And it's like, yeah, he says that now, but if he gets a dominant finish over Dustin Poirier, you're telling me he's not going to try to call out the winner of Bilal versus Leon, which I've heard is supposed to be booked soon. I haven't seen anything yet, though. So I don't know if it is, but whatever. Hopefully Bilal finally gets his title shot. That's so ridiculous. But anyways, yeah, I think that Arman deserves the title shot more than Poirier, just because of the caliber of opponent that he beat, and he's never gotten a title shot before, so it's really interesting. But at the same time, Dustin Poirier has never fought Islam, so that is the more interesting fight right now. But I think that Arman, I really hope he gets the title shot after Poirier. That's all I'm saying.